Good morning. It's July 31st, 2025. About 7:15, 7:20. I always forget to look at the time, but I've moved to the back porch of Mama's house because the sun's starting to rise further to the south. It's not really a good spot. I guess I'm going to have to start going to the beach to get any sun gazing on. I'm still thinking about process and what it is. And I'm trying to relate concepts in the mental to the physical. Like I relate process or routine. Like I relate routine to frequency, and process is a field. And frequencies make up the field. Sort of. This is still all really nebulous thinking, but it's based on ideas that are not my own, and it's based on ideas put forth by men who've built things that we use. But clouds coming in, I haven't been able to do much gazing in the past couple of days, and I feel the effects. I mean, my eyesight starts to blur again, so whatever I gotta do to keep sun gazing. Right now, I'm having to crouch. Clouds are moving around, but if I move around, I can, in a minute here, it'll be fully blocked. But when we start thinking about how things work, we can answer questions. And we have a terrible case of correct observation and incorrect conclusion. It's like everybody's looking for something new, like new age stuff. Oh, it turns out like manifestation, vibration, or where is consciousness? And it's like nobody can answer these questions because we're starting out with false assumptions based on our observations, even if our observations are correct. I mean, ask any electrician, any electrical engineer, and they'll tell you that an electron is a particle. But it's a crime that they're electrical engineers and they never were required to read what the man who coined the term electron said about it, J.J. Thomson. And as long as I'm on the subject of quoting notable men in history, I should mention Ken Wheeler at Theory Apophysis here on YouTube. So he's the one that got the ball rolling for me, but I'm not his disciple. He's just only listen to him because he lists his citations. I mean, he cites everything, unlike me. But folks, I'm pulling from electrical engineers of 100 years ago who have built the modern world, and I'm pulling from Greek philosophers and all the ancient texts from India. It's like old stuff. We didn't get it. I mean, it's all there. It's like online. I mean, our fingertips, basically. But I'm saying this like it's so easy. It's not, because if you go to school and you study physics or you study philosophy, I mean, you're not going to get a good education. And that's quite a statement, I mean, I don't want to be making these kinds of statements so general. And, I mean, talk about upsetting that apple cart. But do you really think that there's a particle coming, like, light's not a particle. And I say this with confidence because I can remember 10-year-old Max. I remember the way it felt when they gave me their explanations. And that's not proof, but this rings true for me from my memory it resonates with me in my heart, in my mind, and my soul. And so I have no choice but to. I mean, I feel insane making these claims. But I read, I mean, I don't have a wife and kids. I don't have anything to distract me from being curious. I have no career. I have nothing to get in my way. And so, this is what I'm doing, I guess. I mean, they tell you, Einstein says it, they say that light is sometimes a particle and it's sometimes a wave, and what makes it a particle is the observer, the human. But when you observe light, it becomes a particle. And when you're not observing it, it's a wave. I guess it's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest, is there anybody? But this is, it breaks Occam's razor. I mean, there's only one way. There's only one thing. There's only one source. It's immaterial. And you make these claims after it's a process of retroduction. I mean, it's like, how do you find a needle in a haystack? Do you look for the needle? No, you just light the whole haystack on fire and wait for it to burn and then go get the needle. Easy. Sort of. I mean, it's not easy, but it's possible. We just see the puppet. We don't see the puppeteer. It's that simple. It's like that scene in The Jerk where Steve Martin is the gunman's shooting the cans. He's like, oh, it's these cans. It's like, no, dude, he's trying to shoot you. I don't know. That's an example for old people to remember The Jerk. I have no idea who my audience is, guys. People, anybody that bothers to think about, anybody that bothers to reconsider. And so, with all these, if your fundamental is a misunderstanding of philosophy and physics, then you end up in a world where built on scarcity, because everybody's quoting quantum physics. It never got proven. There's never scientifically. It's all theoretical. We have experiments, but they're conclusions. Like what it's in. Quantum means quantity. It means how many. And what is it we say about quantity? It ain't nothing like quality. We don't see the fundamental. There's nothing material. There's no, like, photons, the phenomena known as a photon, like, it's not material. It's not like a droplet of water. It's not like a grain of sand. It's just a wave. And then we have to start thinking about what constitutes a wave exactly. What is it that waves? As Ken would say, by what, upon what? And due to what is this wave? And because the implications, I mean, it changes everything. It makes everything a lot more simple. And I'm not saying it's immediately understood, but it takes some looking at. But it's no different than when music theory clicked. I'd been studying it for years and years and years, and when I finally got towards the end of studying it in college, it had begun to click, and it was awe-inspiringly simple when I got to that point. And my teacher was like, "It's about fucking time," Shout out Brian Seeger. Y'all are gonna get it. I know it's happening, because it's like it sporulates. These good ideas sporulate, and if I know I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one I know, I guess, because it's there. It's all there. But yeah, I mean, people are starting to realize that something's quite wrong fundamentally. And, you know, and it's been this way for thousands of years, like atomism, materialism, the falsity of it, these ideas. Just some people just aren't able to understand concepts that aren't material. They can't conceive of an electrical field and how there's nothing actually there. And we don't understand the difference between generation and manifestation. Like an electrical generator, it's not generating anything. It's using a kinetic input to manifest dielectric induction. The phenomenon known as an electron is actually, by definition, a single unit of dielectric induction. That's what an electron is. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying that they're not pulled from the environment. The environment is the ether. And it's all, it's infinitely powerful, rest potential. It's a universe where the primary fundamental is abundance. Because to answer the question, what is it that's waving? It's the substrate of space. Try to think, spend the rest of the day trying to think of what would be the opposite of space. Try to just get the thought that space-time is connected and it's a fabric. Get that out of your head, because we're assigning properties to space. You can't do that. You can't, there's no, that's like saying a shadow is something real. A shadow isn't a fabric any more than time and space is. A shadow is an absence of something. Space is an absence of. We can get into what space is later. It can be defined succinctly. It's a natural effect of magnetism. It's what constitutes a magnetic field. It's a divergent, outwardly expanding magnetic field. But we don't know what a field is, because if you go to school, they'll tell you it's something made of material things. So spend the rest of the day trying to think of what the opposite of space is. And guess what? It's not density. It's not matter. I remember going through this process. You just gotta do the work, small incremental steps. If you want to answer some questions, they're there. To retrain our brain, because we don't have the framework. Because from the get-go, we're operating from lack instead of abundance. All right, have a great day, y'all. Peace out. One love. Talk to you later.